Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my gym pet peeves. So here we go. So full disclaimer before I start this video, these are just my pet peeves, my own opinions. I'm sorry if your feelings are hurt. I'm not doing this to offend anybody. These are just things that I've noticed over the years, primarily at the gyms that I have gone to, but also at other gyms. Just things that bug me. Being a personal trainer, there's like a certain gym etiquette that I think people should have. I've observed a lot of really obnoxious behavior that I feel is not cool. So yeah, I'm just making this video. If you don't, agree with something that I say or you don't like it, please just keep scrolling. Don't bring your negative comments or your whatever. Keep all that out of my comment section, please. Okay, so I'm wearing my peachy shirt. You really can't see it. The lighting is like super bright and it's like making it weird. But yes, I love this. So cute. Brand new on my website. Go get yours. So cute. And for a limited time only, it does come with a free workout guide, the booty guide to be specific, so we can grow that peach, okay? Only for a limited time only, so go get yours. Okay, so let's get started. One more brief disclaimer before I begin. The pet peeves that I'm talking about in this video only apply to the type of gym that I go to. I don't go to a big like powerlifting gym or like a manly gym that's like a warehouse. Like I don't go to that kind of gym. A lot of the things that I'm going to mention that bother me at my gym would totally be okay at one of those types of gyms. I go to Anytime Fitness. It's considered a fitness center, fitness facility. What is it called? A health facility? I don't know what they call it. Like the official term, it's not really supposed to be like a gym. They have like a fancy name for it. And basically it's a gym, but it's supposed to be like the fancy, clean, they partner with Silver Sneakers for the elderly, all of that. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, so number one, my very biggest gym pet peeve is people who slam weights. Like unnecessary excessive noise at the gym is so cringy to me. It bothers me so much because it's always men. It's always men who are trying to be tough and hard. And it's like, dude, no one's looking at you. Like, I promise, no one's looking at you. No one's impressed. I've seen it firsthand. I know a lot of people are going to see this and they're going to say you're exaggerating. No, I've seen things firsthand where I've walked into the gym, and if I'm kind of in the front area where the guys in the back haven't seen that a girl walked in, and I'm kind of in the front and I hear them quiet as a mouse back there gently lifting weights. Everyone's got their headphones in, minding their own business. Then as soon as I walk to the back to get some water or go to the bathroom, they see that a female has entered the building and they just immediately, they're slamming weights, they're grunting, they're hyping each other up. And it's like, dude, seriously, not cool. I'm not impressed by that. I mean, I get it. Like, you want to look tough, you want to look bad in front of the ladies, but it's just irritating. When you're doing squats and, you slamming the weights down, or you're doing deadlifts and you're dropping it from, full height, like it's just loud, it's obnoxious. No one wants to hear that. I hate loud noises. That's like my biggest one. That bothers me so much. The next one, number two, that really bothers me is when people don't wipe off their machines. So again, this really only applies to the type of gym that I go to. If you go to, like some sweaty gym, a manly gym someplace, no one's gonna wipe off their equipment. No one sanitizes anything. I get that. I understand that. However, at Anytime Fitness, it is part of their policy that you are supposed to wipe off the equipment. And I believe at Planet Fitness, it might be as well. And a few other places, like, strongly encourage that. Wipe off your equipment. People are sweaty. People are gross. People carry germs and bacteria. And it's just, it's not cool. You don't want to go touch a machine that, like, some sweaty person was, it's gross. It's just totally gross. I hate that. I really hate that. Like, to me, it's just bad manners. Like, you don't act like that. Number three, my next pet peeve is people who just act inappropriately. They stare at you. They look at you funny. When men, like, I've had this happen where if I'm doing squats and guys will stand not close enough behind me to where it's obvious, but they'll stand behind me, but like far away, and there won't be any people between me and him, and I know that he's staring directly at me while I'm doing squats, and they just make it totally obvious. Then they're just like, and I'm like, dude, I can see you in the mirror staring dead at me. It's weird, it's creepy, don't act like that. If you want to say something to me, come up, say hello. But don't be weird and stare at me from afar while I'm doing squats. Like, that's just very odd. Don't do that. And also, like, you know, people who are just like judgy, you know, I feel like the gym is not a place for that. This is not the place to gossip or to, you know, judge what somebody else has going on. And, you know, don't pay other people attention like that. You know, who cares what someone's wearing? Who cares if, you know, they're not doing the proper reps and sets and whatever? I've seen all kinds of things. I have seen people who go on machines and do like 100 reps and I'm like, that's awful. You shouldn't do that. That's not how this works. But who am I to tell them otherwise? You know, unless they specifically ask me for my help, I'm not going to say anything. It's not my place to step in and make them feel uncomfortable. Let everyone do their thing. Don't be weird. Don't stare at people. That's odd. Don't do that. Which also goes into, you know, my next pet peeve. Don't take pictures of people at the gym without their permission or videos. It's one thing if you're recording yourself and they're in the background. I feel like that's okay. I try to avoid that as much as possible, but that's not like that big of a deal. But don't like purposely record people who clearly are new, they don't really know what they're doing. Don't do that. That's a form of bullying. That's not cool. If someone is struggling with a machine and you know how to use that machine, maybe go help them. Or don't. Just leave them alone. Mind your own business. You know, if they wanted help, maybe they would ask for it. I don't know. But it's just, don't do that. That's weird. So my next pet peeve is people who hog multiple machines at one time. And it's one thing if you're doing supersets, like I get it. You might be using two machines that are close by to each other. But I have seen people who will go on one machine, then do one set, then immediately jump to another machine, do one set, go to a third machine, do one set, and they expect that all 3 or 4 of those machines are theirs to use and hog up. And like if someone else jumps on a machine in between their sets, then they're mad, like, hey man, I was using that. But it's like, you can't hog up 3 or 4 machines at a time. Like, that's just bad etiquette. You know, if you're at the gym in the middle of the night and it's not busy, sure, knock your socks off. I don't care. But when it's really, really busy and it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's just rude. Don't do that. You know, try to avoid that kind of stuff. It's just not cool. And speaking of socks, my next pet peeve, people who take off their shoes. I have seen girls do this and I get it. You know, again, this goes into, you know, when you're lifting the really big heavy weights, you know, I get it. But when you're at a fitness center or a health facility, whatever you call them, it's not cool to take off your shoes. That goes under the same category with the, you know, not wiping stuff off. It's just not sanitary. It's one thing if you take off your shoes and you stand in one spot and, you know, you do your workout and you put them on. But I have seen girls who have taken off their shoes, done their exercise, go do another exercise. The shoes are still sitting there. They're walking all around the gym barefoot. They're in and out the bathroom. Like, that's so disgusting. That's so unsanitary. It's gross. Like, you know, people are sweating in here. These floors may or may not get cleaned on a regular basis. And you're just walking around barefoot. You're picking up all kinds of bacteria and stuff. And that's awful. Just don't do that. Like, for your own sake, don't do that, please. So my very last pet peeve, and I've never personally experienced this, so I don't really know if this counts as a pet peeve, but I have had many, many girls tell me that this has happened to them. And thank God it's never happened to me. But men who think that they can just tell you, a female, to hop off of a machine because they need it. Again, thank God this has never happened to me because I probably would drop the weight on this man's toes if any man ever said that to me. But I have heard so many stories from girls who were using like a bench or using, you know, dumbbells or like barbells, things, just random pieces of equipment. And grown men come up to them and say, I need that, give me that. Or, you know, Are you done with that? Because I need it. That is so rude and such terrible gym etiquette. I can't even begin to explain that, because that's just, why do you think you're entitled to that? Like, wait until she's done. What if she did that to you? You would say, no, absolutely not. I'm not giving up my equipment. So why do you expect her to do it to you? Just because, you know, you're a man? You expect people to just bow down and give you everything? No, that's not how this works, dude. That's not gonna fly. So again, I have never personally experienced that, and I hope that I never do, because I know I will flip out right there and it would not be good. But yeah, I've heard a lot of girls talk about that, and apparently it happens very often. And I'm just, blows my mind that men think that they can do that. And I'm sure it probably happens with other women too, but all the stories I've heard involve men doing that. But I'm sure there probably are stories of women doing that to other women, and that's not cool. Someone's using equipment, let them use it. As long as they're not hogging it, you know, if they're on a piece of equipment for like 20 minutes, then yeah, sure. Step in and say like, hey, are you done? Can I use that? But if they're just started using it and they've had it for like 3 minutes, just wait your turn. Like, you're not any more entitled to it than they are, and that's just not cool. So anyway, those are my biggest gym pet peeves. And again, those really only apply to the type of gym that I go to. So I know at different gyms everywhere, policies are different. Things are going to vary depending on what gym you go to, where you're at, all of that. I get it. But yeah, those are just things that I've encountered. I'm a member at Anytime Fitness. I have always been a member at Anytime Fitness, but I have gone to multiple other various gyms and I've worked out. I've worked at a few gyms as an employee. I've seen a few things in my few years of experience, and yeah, those are the biggest ones that I have encountered that have bothered me the most. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching.